Here we are going to discuss the scalar multiplication of matrices. What does that really mean, scalar multiplication? Scalar, I think, comes from the word scale, to scale up or to scale down, meaning to make it bigger or to make it smaller, a scale, all right? You have maps, have a scale whereby you are reducing something that is humongous and you're trying to write it on paper. So you scale up or you scale down. All right, scalar. We can even look up the meaning of the word scalar. So I have typed the meaning of the word scalar in Google. Let's see what appears. Scalar is a physical quantity that is completely described by its magnitude. Okay. Examples of scalar are volume, density, speed, energy, mass, and time. So it's a number that only has magnitude. Okay, it does not have any direction. All right, so therefore now either you get bigger or you get smaller. So our scalar quantity now is a half, meaning we're going to reduce each number there by a half. Okay, so we're going to scale down that matrix by multiplying by a half, and you have to multiply each element by that scalar quantity. Each element in the matrix, that's a 3 by 3, 3 rows, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3 rows and 3 columns, a 3 by 3. Each element has to be reduced by a half, has to be scaled down to a half of its size, half of its magnitude. Okay, so half of 2 or half multiplied by 2. When you multiply by a half, you use half of you can say half of whatever number. So half of 2 is 1. Okay, or a half times 2 is 1, or 2 times a half is 1. A half times 4, okay, or half of 4, or 4 divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Half of 8, half times 8, or 8 divided by 2, okay, that will leave us 4. Half of 5, half of 5 is actually 2.5, okay, that's 2.5, all right, half of 5, all right, is 2.5, or 5 over 2. 5 divided by 2 is 5 over 2. And you can write 5 over 2 as 2.5. Okay? Half of 10 is 5. Half of a half. Okay, you have a half already and you want to cut a half in a half. So half of a half is a quarter. Now, another way you can look at this is when you multiply in fractions, you multiply the numerator by the numerator and the denominator by the denominator. So 1 times 1 is 1 and 2 twos are 4. So that's a quarter. I repeat, when you multiply in fractions, you can multiply the numerator by the numerator and the denominator by the denominator. So a half times a half, that's 1 times 1 is 1 and 2 times 2 is 4. And you can apply this to the whole numbers, because you can make a whole number look like a fraction by putting a 1 under it. So 5 can be rewritten as 5 over 1. So that would be 1 times 5 is 5 and 2 times 1 is 1. Each whole number there can be made into a fraction by putting a 1 under it. So 1 times 10 is 10. 2 times 1 is 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Okay? So bear that in mind. So a half of a half is a quarter. What about a half of a third, or half times a third? 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 3 is 6. Numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. That's how you multiply fractions. A half times 7, half of 7. This is 7 over 1. So 1 times 7 is 7. And 2 times 1 is 2. So that will be 7 over 2. Okay? And 7 over 2 How many twos are there in 7? 2 into 7 goes 3 times. And the remainder, 2 3 is 6. So the remainder is 1 over 2. So half of 7 is 3.5. Okay, 3.5. That's half of 7, or 7 divided by 2. And half of 12 is 6. All right, that's 12 divided by 2 is 6. So that's how you multiply a matrix by a scalar quantity, a magnitude. Either you scale up or you scale down, but I purposefully put a scale down a half because I know sometimes we're trying to get more comfortable working with fractions. So that's why I put an example, which is a half, a very popular fraction, a half, and to discuss how to multiply a matrix by a scalar quantity, and that scalar quantity is a half. So each element has to be reduced by a half. So as you know, please take out your pen, pencil, paper. No calculators, please, no calculators, and practice what you have just viewed. And try another example.